Do your legs feel a little weaker these days? Maybe it's harder to stand up from a chair, or you feel wobbly walking down the stairs. It's that quiet fear that creeps in. You don't want to admit it, but deep down you wonder, what if one day I can't walk on my own anymore? What if you fall and can't get back up? That thought alone is enough to keep you awake at night. And it's not just in your head. Leg weakness is something so many people over 60 face, but no one really talks about it until it's too late. Suddenly, simple things like walking to the mailbox or carrying groceries feel like a workout. And the worst part? It's not always about age. It's often about what your body isn't getting. But here's the good news. You're not powerless. In fact, there's one simple, essential vitamin that could be the key to keeping your legs strong, even at 90. Yes, you heard that right. Just one vitamin. It's not a magic pill. And it's not some expensive treatment. It's something natural, backed by science, and believe it or not, something your body might be missing right now. Imagine waking up in the morning, stepping out of bed with steady legs, walking with confidence, and feeling strong enough to keep doing the things you love. Whether it's gardening, dancing, or chasing after your grandkids, you deserve to feel steady, safe, and supported by your own 2 feet. And today you're going to learn how to make that happen. Now, before we talk about the vitamin that can help, let's take a moment to really understand what's happening inside your body, because knowledge is power. The truth is, our legs do a lot of heavy lifting throughout our lives. From the moment we learn to walk, they carry us through decades of standing, bending, climbing, and moving. But as we get older, something starts to change, and it's not just about feeling tired or slow. There's a natural process called sarcopenia, and it affects almost everyone after the age of 60. It's a slow loss of muscle mass and strength that creeps in over time. You might not notice it at first. Maybe your legs just feel a little weaker after a walk, or you start avoiding stairs without realizing why. But sarcopenia doesn't just affect your muscles, it affects your balance, your joints, and even the way your blood flows to your lower body. When your leg muscles weaken, they stop supporting your knees and hips properly. That leads to stiffness, discomfort, and that wobbly feeling when you stand or turn too quickly. You may even find yourself walking shorter distances, or sitting down more often. And while that might seem harmless, less movement means even less circulation and muscle stimulation, so the cycle keeps going. It becomes a downward spiral, and the longer it continues, the harder it becomes to reverse. It doesn't happen overnight. It builds slowly, silently. I once spoke to a woman named Mrs. Jenkins. She was 74 when she realized something wasn't right. She had always been active, loved working in her garden, but one day she couldn't kneel down without struggling to get back up. Then came the little stumbles. She brushed them off at first, thinking maybe she was just distracted or tired. But one afternoon, she missed a step coming down her porch and fell. No broken bones, thank goodness, but it scared her. That's when she admitted she'd been feeling weaker for a while, and she didn't know why. She thought it was just part of getting old. Another man, Harold, told me he used to walk to the park every morning, but over time, his legs just didn't want to cooperate. He said it felt like his thighs had turned into jelly. He started using a cane, then a walker. Eventually he stopped going out altogether, not because he wanted to, but because he was afraid of falling. That fear took over his life, and he's not alone. These stories are everywhere once you start listening. But this is why it matters so much, because when your legs weaken, your whole world shrinks. You begin to lose your independence. Things you used to do easily, like cooking, cleaning, even walking to the bathroom in the middle of the night, start to feel like challenges. And that loss of movement doesn't just affect your body, it affects your spirit. Many seniors who struggle with leg weakness also report feeling depressed, anxious, and disconnected. They stay home more, see fewer people, and begin to withdraw from activities they once loved. The risk of falling becomes a constant worry, and one serious fall can lead to hospitalization, surgery, and months of recovery, or worse. But here's what most people don't realize. In many cases, this decline is preventable. It's not just old age. That's one of the biggest myths out there. That leg weakness is simply a part of getting older that we have to accept. But that's not true. What's really dangerous is how sneaky it is. It doesn't always start with a dramatic fall. Sometimes it's something as small as needing to grab a handrail when you didn't used to, or taking longer to get out of bed, or catching yourself hesitating before you step into the shower. Those are the whispers before the shout, and if we ignore them, they grow louder until they take control. You see, the human body is incredibly smart. It gives us signals long before a crisis happens. But too often, we're taught to brush those signals off, to believe that slowing down is just part of life. That kind of thinking is what robs people of their strength, not the aging process itself. And that's why it's so important to understand what's really going on, and what you can do to change it. Because the truth is, strong legs mean freedom, the freedom to move, to live, to enjoy your years, not just survive them. And it all begins with paying attention, taking small steps, and giving your body what it truly needs. Now that you understand what's happening in your body as you age, let's talk about something that can make a powerful difference. Something so essential, so overlooked, yet so effective, that it's often called the sunshine vitamin. I'm talking about vitamin D. This one nutrient plays a bigger role in your leg strength and overall mobility than most people ever realize. And it's not just about bones, it's about muscle health, balance, and keeping your body moving the way it was meant to, even in your 80s or 90s. Vitamin D is like a silent partner in your body. It doesn't shout or demand attention, but it's working behind the scenes every single day to keep your muscles firing, your joints supported, and your bones strong enough to carry you through life. Without it, your body simply can't perform the way it should. And the older you get, the more important this vitamin becomes. You see, vitamin D helps your body absorb calcium, something your bones desperately need to stay dense and durable. But that's just the beginning. It also plays a critical role in how your muscles contract and function. Every time you lift your leg, take a step, or push yourself up from a chair, vitamin D is helping coordinate that movement. When your levels are low, your muscles don't respond as quickly or as strongly. That's when you start to feel unsteady or weak in your legs. It's not just tired muscles, it could be a sign that your body is missing the fuel it needs to move properly. And there's more. Vitamin D also helps reduce inflammation. As we age, our joints and tissues naturally experience more wear and tear. But chronic inflammation can make that worse. It can stiffen your joints, increase pain, and slow down your recovery from even small injuries. Vitamin D helps calm that inflammation, so your body can heal and stay limber. So how does all of this work inside you? Well, when you get vitamin D, either through sunlight, food, or supplements, it enters your bloodstream and goes to work in two big ways. First, it helps your intestines absorb calcium from the foods you eat. That calcium is then used to keep your bones solid and supportive. Second, it helps your muscles communicate with your nervous system. This is huge, because muscle contraction isn't just about lifting weights, it's about fine motor control. It's how you catch your balance when you trip. It's how you stabilize yourself when stepping off a curb. It's the small, often invisible work that keeps you steady and safe. And here's what the science says. Multiple studies have shown that low levels of vitamin D are directly linked to increased risk of falls, fractures, and muscle weakness in older adults. One major study in the Journal of the American Geriatric Society found that seniors with vitamin D deficiency were more than twice as likely to fall than those with healthy levels. Another study in Osteoporosis International showed that supplementing with vitamin D significantly improved lower body strength and reduced fall risk in people over 65. These aren't just numbers, they're real-world outcomes. They tell us that when seniors get the right amount of vitamin D, their bodies respond. They move better, they fall less, they live with more confidence. Let me tell you about someone who experienced that transformation firsthand. Her name is Grace, and she's 82. When I first met Grace, she had been feeling sluggish and unsteady for months. She used to walk around her neighborhood every morning, but gradually those walks got shorter, and eventually stopped. She told me her legs felt like they were betraying her, like she was walking through wet cement. Her doctor ran a few tests and discovered that her vitamin D levels were dangerously low, so she began taking a daily vitamin D3 supplement. Within a few weeks, she started noticing small changes. Her legs didn't ache as much after getting out of bed. She could stand a little longer in the kitchen without needing a chair, and after a few months, she was back to walking a full lap around her block. No cane, no help, just grace, and her steady legs. Her story isn't unique. There are thousands of seniors out there just like her, living with a silent deficiency that's affecting their strength, and they don't even know it. So how can you tell if you're low on vitamin D? There are some subtle signs that your body may be trying to send you. If you often feel tired, even after a good night's sleep. If your legs feel unusually weak, especially after minimal activity. If you experience bone pain or frequent cramps, those could all be signs of a deficiency. Some people even report mood changes, trouble concentrating, or just a general feeling of being off. But the most accurate way to know for sure is with a simple blood test. Ask your doctor to check your vitamin D levels, specifically your 25-hydroxy vitamin D. It's a small step, but one that could change everything. Once you know your levels, the next step is choosing the right type and dose. Here's where it's important to be informed. There are two main forms of vitamin D, D2 and D3. D2 is plant-based, and often found in fortified foods, but D3, the form your body produces naturally from sunlight, is more effective for raising and maintaining healthy levels. That's the one most doctors recommend, especially for seniors. As for dosage, every body is different, but many experts suggest that older adults need more than the general population, often between 800 to 2000 IU per day, depending on your current levels, your sun exposure, and your health history. And yes, you can get too much of a good thing, so it's always best to work with your healthcare provider to find the right dose for you. Safety-wise, vitamin D is generally well tolerated, but it works best when paired with the right partners, like calcium, magnesium, and vitamin K2, which help it do its job without causing imbalances elsewhere. So if you're taking a supplement, look for one that includes or supports those nutrients as well. This one small addition to your daily routine could be the foundation of a stronger, steadier, and more active life. It's not just about supplements, it's about giving your body the support it needs to help you stay mobile, independent, and in control for years to come. Now that you know how powerful vitamin D can be for your leg strength, let's talk about how to support it with daily habits that really work. Because while vitamin D is the key that unlocks the door, you still need the right fuel, movement, and consistency to walk through it, and keep walking confidently. Let's start with food. What you eat plays a massive role in how your muscles grow, how your bones stay strong, and how your body uses the vitamin D you give it. Without the right supporting nutrients, even the best vitamin can't do its full job. Calcium, for example, works hand in hand with vitamin D. While vitamin D helps your body absorb calcium, you still need to get enough of it from your diet. Think of them as dance partners. One leads, the other follows. You can get calcium from leafy greens, like kale and collard greens, from dairy products like yogurt and cheese, and even from fortified plant-based milks. If you're not a fan of dairy, sardines and canned salmon, with bones, are also excellent sources, and they come with a bonus dose of protein too. Then there's magnesium. Most people don't realize that magnesium is essential for muscle function. It helps your muscles contract and relax smoothly, and without it, you might experience cramps, weakness, or even restless legs at night. You can find magnesium in foods like almonds, pumpkin seeds, black beans, and even dark chocolate. Yes, really, just a small square of dark chocolate can be good for your muscles and your mood. And let's not forget vitamin K2. This lesser-known nutrient helps direct calcium into your bones, and away from places it shouldn't be, like your arteries. It's kind of like the traffic controller of your calcium supply. You'll find it in fermented foods like natto, sauerkraut, and certain cheeses, especially Gouda and Brie. Even a few servings a week can make a difference. Protein also plays a starring role here. Without enough protein, your muscles don't have the building blocks they need to stay strong. Try to include a source of protein in every meal, whether it's eggs at breakfast, beans or lentils in your soup, or chicken, fish, or tofu at dinner. And if chewing is difficult, or you're just not eating as much as you used to, a high-quality protein shake might help you meet your needs without a big plate of food. If you're looking for a simple senior-friendly meal plan that supports strong legs and better mobility, here's what a day could look like. For breakfast, try scrambled eggs with spinach and a slice of whole grain toast. For lunch, a lentil soup with a side of Greek yogurt. Snack on a banana with almond butter, or a handful of walnuts. And for dinner, grilled salmon with roasted sweet potatoes, and a side of steamed broccoli. It's colorful, nutrient-packed, and delicious, and it fuels your body in all the right ways. But nutrition is just one piece of the puzzle. To really keep your legs strong, you've got to move them. And no, that doesn't mean running marathons, or doing intense workouts at the gym. In fact, some of the most powerful exercises for seniors are simple, low-impact movements you can do right at home, many while sitting down, or using the wall for support. Let's walk through a few of them together. Start with seated leg lifts. Sit on a sturdy chair with your back straight, and your feet flat on the ground. Slowly lift one leg, until it's straight out in front of you. Hold it for a count of 5, and then lower it back down. Switch legs and repeat. This might seem easy, but it activates your thigh muscles, and helps strengthen the muscles that support your knees. Do 10 on each leg, and work your way up over time. Next up, wall squats. Stand with your back flat against a wall, and your feet about a foot away from it. Slowly slide down the wall, until your knees are slightly bent. Don't go too low, and hold that position for 5 to 10 seconds. Then push yourself back up. This builds strength in your thighs and hips, which are crucial for walking and standing. Another great one is step-ups. If you have a sturdy step or low stair in your home, place one foot on it, step up, and then step back down. Do this slowly and with control. Use a railing or nearby wall for balance if needed. This mimics the real-life motion of climbing stairs, and helps build coordination and leg power. It's okay to start slow. Even just 5 or 10 minutes a day can make a big difference. The most important thing is consistency. Think of exercise like brushing your teeth. It's something you do every day, not because it's always fun, but because it keeps you healthy in the long run. And speaking of consistency, let's talk about how to stay on track, because we all know how easy it is to start something, and then fall off the wagon. One of the best ways to stay consistent is to build a routine that fits your life. Maybe you do your leg exercises every morning after your coffee, or right before your favorite TV show. Pairing it with something you already enjoy can help make it a habit. You can also find a support system. Maybe it's a friend who checks in with you, a neighbor who walks with you once a week, or even a grandchild who cheers you on. Having someone in your corner can make all the difference when motivation dips. And don't underestimate the power of tracking your progress. Keep a little notebook or calendar, where you write down what you did each day. It doesn't have to be fancy, just jot down walk 10 minutes, or did 10 leg lifts. Over time, you'll be able to look back and see how far you've come. And that's a powerful motivator. You're not just doing this for today, you're building a future where your legs stay strong, your steps stay steady, and your confidence keeps growing. It's never too late to start, and every small action adds up. Your legs have carried you this far, and with the right care, they'll carry you even further. You've now seen how powerful nutrition and daily movement can be when it comes to strengthening your legs. But what do the professionals have to say about all this? What do the people who work with seniors every single day, the ones who help them walk again after falls, regain confidence in their steps, and maintain independence well into their 80s and 90s, have to say about vitamin D, muscle strength and aging? I recently spoke with Dr. Elaine Morris, a geriatric physician who has spent over 30 years caring for older adults. She told me something that really stuck. She said, "In my experience, when seniors come in complaining about leg pain or trouble walking, the first two things I look at are their vitamin D levels, and how active they are during the day. More often than not, the ones who are struggling have been low on both.
She explained how vitamin D doesn't just support bone density, it actually has a direct influence on the muscles themselves. Without it, your muscles don't function at full capacity. They lose their ability to contract properly, especially the big muscle groups in the legs and hips that are responsible for walking, climbing stairs, and even just standing up from a chair. She shared a story about one of her patients, Harold, a 77-year-old man, who had gradually stopped leaving his home because his legs felt heavy and unreliable. After blood work revealed a serious vitamin D deficiency, they started him on a supplement regimen, combined with gentle physical therapy. Within 6 weeks, Harold was back to walking outside again, slowly at first, but steadily and more confidently with each passing week. Then there's Michael Tran, a licensed physical therapist, who specializes in senior mobility. He says that vitamin D is one of the most underrated tools in preventing falls. People often assume that falling is just part of aging, he told me. But that's not true. Most falls are preventable, and part of that prevention is giving the body the nutrients it needs to maintain muscle tone and balance. I've seen dramatic changes in patients who combine basic strength training with proper supplementation. Michael also stressed that while exercises like step-ups and wall squats are excellent, they work best when the body is getting the nutrients it needs to support muscle recovery and growth. You can't build a house without materials, he said. And you can't build leg strength without protein, magnesium, and yes, vitamin D. Now let's tackle some of the most common questions I hear from people just like you. Because taking charge of your health also means asking the right questions and getting clear, honest answers. One of the first concerns I often hear is, can I take too much vitamin D? And the answer is yes, it is possible, but it's rare and usually comes from taking extremely high doses over a long period of time. The key is balance. Most seniors do well with 800 to 2000 IU per day, but if you're unsure, it's always best to have your doctor check your blood levels. That way you know exactly what your body needs. Nothing more, nothing less. Vitamin D toxicity is very rare, but it can cause problems like nausea, kidney issues, and calcium imbalances if not monitored correctly. So yes, too much of anything, even something good, can be harmful. But the right amount, that can be life-changing. Another question I hear all the time is, what if I don't go outside much? That's a very real concern, especially for seniors who have limited mobility, or who live in places with long winters or lots of shade. Sunlight is one of the most natural sources of vitamin D, but if you're not getting direct exposure, without sunscreen, for at least 15 to 30 minutes a few times a week, then chances are you're not making enough on your own. That's where supplements come in. They're safe, affordable, and very effective for people who don't get much sun. And if you're spending most of your time indoors, a daily vitamin D3 supplement could be the simplest step you take towards stronger legs and better mobility. And finally, the big one, do I need a prescription to get vitamin D? In most cases, no, you don't. Vitamin D supplements are widely available over the counter in grocery stores, pharmacies, and even online. You can choose capsules, tablets, soft gels, or even liquid drops, whatever works best for you. But remember, the type matters. Vitamin D3 is the one to look for. It's the form your body uses most effectively, and it's especially important for older adults. Some people may need higher doses, and in those cases, yes, your doctor might prescribe a stronger version. But for the average senior, a good quality over-the-counter D3 supplement is usually just right. If you're feeling unsure, don't be afraid to talk with your healthcare provider. Bring it up at your next checkup. Ask for a simple blood test. Discuss your symptoms and concerns. You have every right to understand what's happening in your body, and to take action that helps you feel better. Because here's the truth, taking care of your legs isn't just about mobility. It's about freedom. It's about being able to get up without help, walk to the mailbox, play with your grandkids, go to church, dance at a wedding. It's about living your life fully, without fear, and on your own terms. The good news, you're already on the right path. You've learned what your body needs. You've asked the right questions, and you've opened the door to new strength, new habits, and a new way of aging, one step at a time. Now that you've learned what causes leg weakness, discovered the essential role of vitamin D, and seen how daily habits and expert advice can all work together, let's bring it home. Because information is only powerful when it becomes action. So let's take everything you've learned and turn it into a simple, realistic daily routine that fits your life. Something that feels good, builds strength, and becomes as natural as brushing your teeth. Picture this. You wake up in the morning. Before you even get out of bed, you take a moment to stretch your legs. Nothing fancy, just point and flex your feet a few times, gently bend your knees, and wiggle your toes. This little stretch sends a signal to your muscles. It's time to wake up. Once you're up, you take your morning vitamin D. It could be a soft gel with breakfast, a drop under the tongue, or whatever form works best for you. The important thing is consistency. Make it part of your morning ritual, just like your coffee or tea. After breakfast, you take 5 minutes, just 5, to go for a gentle walk around the house, down the driveway, or even just through the hallway and back. If walking is difficult, use a walker or lean on furniture. You're not training for a race, you're keeping your legs awake and engaged. And the more often you do it, the stronger and more stable those legs will become. So what does a strong leg morning look like? It's this. Wake, stretch, take your vitamin D, move your body. That's it. Simple steps with big results. Now if you like having something to check off each day, you can use this as your daily leg strength checklist. Did I take my vitamin D? Did I stretch my legs for at least 2 minutes? Did I walk or move for at least 5 minutes? Did I drink water and eat something with calcium or protein? Check, 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 check. That's a successful day. But what about the bigger picture? That's where a weekly routine can help. Because progress doesn't come from one perfect day. It comes from a series of small wins, stacked together. Let's plan out your week in a way that supports your goals and keeps your legs strong without overwhelming you. Think of your week as a balance of 4 key areas: vitamins, food, movement, and rest. Each one plays an important role. Start with vitamins. This one's easy. You'll take your vitamin D every single day. Put it somewhere visible, next to your toothbrush, your coffee mug, or your favorite chair. If you have a pill organizer, use it. And don't be afraid to set a reminder on your phone, or write it on a sticky note. Next comes food. Aim to include at least one muscle-supporting food every day. That could be salmon, eggs, Greek yogurt, a handful of almonds, or a small piece of cheese. Even leafy greens like kale or bok choy count. Variety is great, but consistency is better. Try planning your meals in advance, so you're not scrambling at the last minute. Then there's movement. You don't need to exercise hard every single day, but aim for 5 days a week of gentle leg strengthening. Some days it's your 5-minute walk. Other days, you do seated leg lifts, or a round of wall squats. The key is to keep your legs in motion. If you're feeling stiff, start smaller. If you're feeling stronger, do a little more. Let your body guide you, and listen with kindness. And finally, rest. Yes, rest is part of the routine. Your body needs recovery time to rebuild muscle and prevent fatigue. That doesn't mean sitting all day, but it does mean giving yourself permission to take breaks. Stretch, nap if you need to. Let go of guilt, and know that rest is not laziness. It's part of the plan. If it helps, create a simple weekly habit tracker. It doesn't have to be fancy, just a sheet of paper with 7 columns for each day of the week, and rows that say, took vitamin D, ate something with protein or calcium, did a leg strengthening movement, got 7+ hours of rest, or good sleep. Each day, you check off what you did, and if you miss a day, that's okay, just get back on track the next day. Progress is about direction, not perfection. You might even find it motivating to circle your strong days, those days when you hit all 4 boxes. By the end of the week, you'll have a clear picture of your effort. And more importantly, you'll feel the difference in your legs, in your balance, in your confidence. You're not doing this for a medal. You're doing it for you, for your independence, for your future. Because when your legs are strong, everything becomes easier. You get up with less effort. You move through your day with less fear. You live with more freedom. And the best part, you're not alone in this. Every time you stretch, walk, or take that little vitamin, You're joining millions of others who are choosing strength over surrender, vitality over decline. You're proving that age is just a number, and strength is always possible, at any stage of life. Sometimes the most powerful proof isn't found in studies or advice. It's in real people. People just like you, who faced challenges, felt discouraged, but decided they weren't going to give up on their bodies, or their independence. They made small changes, and stuck with them, and now their lives look very different.
Let me tell you about Ethel. She's 84, lives alone, and used to dread walking from her front porch to her mailbox. It felt like a marathon, she said. Her legs ached, her knees wobbled, and she feared falling. But after watching a segment on vitamin D and balance, she asked her doctor to check her levels. Sure enough, she was low. She started taking a daily supplement, added in light leg exercises during her favorite TV shows, and after just 3 months, she says that short walk to the mailbox now feels like a stroll. It may not seem like much, she told me, but it's my little victory. I don't hold on to the rail like I used to. I stand taller. Then there's Samuel, 79, a retired school principal, who used to love dancing with his wife every Friday night. But over the years, he lost confidence. His legs didn't feel steady. He started avoiding dance nights, then stopped going out altogether. His doctor mentioned the importance of muscle support and vitamin D, and that conversation changed everything. Samuel began taking vitamin D3 daily, worked with a physical therapist once a week, and practiced balance exercises while brushing his teeth. 6 months later, he surprised his wife with a slow dance in their living room. "We didn't need a crowd," he said. "Just music, some courage, and the strength I got back." And there's Grace, 73, who had almost given up on gardening. Her knees hurt, her hips were stiff, and she was afraid of getting stuck in a crouch she couldn't get out of. But she missed the smell of the soil, the feel of her hands in the earth. She followed a friend's suggestion to try a morning routine with vitamin D, light stretching, and more water. It didn't happen overnight, but slowly she built back her range of motion. Now, every spring, she plants marigolds and tomatoes like she did 20 years ago. "The garden came back to life," she said, "and so did I." These are real people, real results. Not miracles, just the outcome of small, steady changes made with intention and hope. And that brings us to you. You might be watching this right now, and wondering if it's too late, if the damage is already done, if you've missed your chance to feel strong again. Let me tell you, from the bottom of my heart, you haven't missed a thing. Your body might be older, but it is still capable. Your muscles are still listening. Your bones are still supporting you. Your mind is still open, and your spirit, your incredible resilient spirit, is still strong. You're never too old to begin again. You're never too old to feel stronger, more balanced, more alive in your own body. Will it take time? Yes. Will there be days you don't feel like stretching or walking or taking a supplement? Of course, but those are the days when it matters the most, because every step, every little movement, every act of self-care is a vote for your future. A vote for freedom, for vitality, for strength that doesn't fade quietly into the background. You are not powerless. You are not broken. You are in a new chapter, and the pen is still in your hand. So choose one small action today. Just one. Take your vitamin. Stretch your legs. Stand a little taller. Then do it again tomorrow. And again the next day. Before long, you'll look back and realize how far you've come. Your legs carry your story. Let them carry you into the next part of your life, with confidence and strength. So let's take a moment to bring everything home. After all we've shared together, here's what I hope you remember most. One essential vitamin, vitamin D, can play a massive role in helping you keep your legs strong, your balance steady, and your independence intact, even into your 70s, 80s, and beyond. It's not just a supplement, it's a support system for your muscles, your bones, and your everyday confidence. We've seen how vitamin D helps with everything from reducing falls to improving energy, how it works best when paired with the right foods and simple daily movements, and how real people, real seniors, have regained their mobility and joy, just by making small, steady changes. And we talked about how leg strength isn't just a physical thing, it's a key to living freely, doing the things you love, and staying connected to life. But none of that matters if it stays just an idea in your mind. Today is the day to act. Not next week, not after the next doctor's visit, right now. Whether it's asking your doctor about vitamin D, standing up to do a light stretch, or just checking your medicine cabinet to see what you already have, you can take one small step today that sets you up for a stronger tomorrow. You've made it this far into the video, and that tells me something important. You care about your health. You care about living well, and I want you to know, you're not alone in this journey. If this video inspired you, helped you learn something new, or gave you the motivation you needed to get started, I'd love for you to do 3 simple things. First, hit that like button. It lets us know this content is helping people like you. Second, subscribe to this channel so you don't miss more empowering videos just like this one. We've got plenty more coming that support your health, your energy, and your independence. And third, please share this video with a friend or loved one who might be struggling. Maybe they're having trouble getting around or feeling low on energy. This could be the spark they need. And before you go, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Tell me, have you tried vitamin D? What changes did you feel? Let's start a conversation where we can learn from and support one another. Your story might be exactly what someone else needs to hear today. Remember, you're never too old to feel strong again. Your next chapter can be your best one yet. I'm proud of you. Stay strong, stay curious, and I'll see you in the next video.